welcome to the special edition of the Insights. I am so delighted because this time around we are not in Chambogo, we are not in Gulu, we are not in KIU, but we are in Mubs, which is one of the best universities when it comes to business. But regardless of that, we are not here to talk business, but we are here to talk politics. Joining me today in the show is one of the candidates, because Mubs are voting within the next one or 2 days. So that means one of the 4, 3 or 5 contestants will be the guild president, number 26. And joining me is a candidate from NUP, one of the most, I think the majority opposition in the Parliament of Uganda. So when I talk about that, just know we are talking about young people. Joining me here is Charity. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
How is the pressurizing you?
Well, it's there, but we're managing. You know, these are things that we came up for, and we are up to it. Yes.
Talking about pressure, if you're to rate the pressure you have right now out of 10, which number would you give it?
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. So that is 9 out of 10. But I believe after maybe Tuesday, you're going to be okay.
Oh, yeah, sure. After Tuesday, everything will be done. I mean, that's the end bit of it since Jan, the time we started looking for these votes. Yes.
Talking about, okay, maybe for the benefit of our viewers out there, can you take us through who you are?
Lenia Charity Kevin. I do procurement and supply chain in my 2nd year, and I'm the former Vice Guild President of Makerere University Business School, and also a team leader and executive director at Doing It For Her, a girl child initiative, ready to empower young women into leadership. Yes, that is who I am.
Just you're ready to empower young women. And now, who inspired you into this political game?
Inspiration to me, initially in university, that is when it is known as politics. When you're back at high school and you're still young, it's known as leadership, you know, and that is when you come to campus, you get to learn that you need to identify yourself with these different political parties and try to see which one fits best. If their ideology fits with you, then maybe you can match up to that. But to me, leadership has been passion. I'll call this leadership. Leadership has been passion. The inspiration is always within, but you know, it's the passion that drives you to it. So if I would say who inspired me, to me that would be a very wrong question, because it is about passion. Leadership is passion, and that is what has driven me up to here.
Passion. We are talking about passion here. Now, you've been part of the current guild.
Oh, yes.
Which other new things do you intend to put forward?
The basic new things that we intend to put forward is we need to make education accessible to the university students, quality education accessible to the university students in a very, very easy way. In my campaign process, I've been carrying out different programs that can bring students together. And one of them was the Lenia Academia. Under the Lenia Academia, would look at different activities of creating up educational clinics. That is for course units that are extremely very difficult. And we know that students find hard time grasping the concepts. And when it's close to coursework, we need lecturers to come in and maybe revise through these different topics. So to me, I want to create that. I want it to become a policy in the university. I do not want it to be used as a campaigning tool. Most of the cases have been using these clinics. When they know it's campaigning period, that's when clinics are carried out. When campaigns are done, I mean, nobody cares. But now I want this to become a policy, because students have actually benefited. They would run around because they know it's exam period and they need help from these lecturers, you know. And we are looking at a students' trust fund, or we maybe would call a financial pool, you know, to try to help students with minimal tuition balances. We've carried out these activities before, and we would love to try to bring the students closer to maybe to these services, but the tuition needs to come from the students themselves. If we can contribute together, if we can carry out different activities. Recently, I and my team members carried out a car wash program. And this car wash has helped us raise a bit of money to help students who are really, who are trying so hard to raise this money in this period of time. So if we carried out these different activities, or maybe a car wash, if we carried out activities of a tuition run campaign, or maybe if, just imagine when I'm guild president and we're writing letters to different organizations to help us with scholarship, because it has been there before and it can be there now. It was then, but it can be there now, only if it is initiated by someone who is partly interested in this, So these are some of the things that I personally, as Charity, would love to push in my tenure as guild president.
You're pushing forward what could maybe the current guild president has left behind is pushing forward to you.
Exactly.
Now, you're coming under a political party, which is basically as majority of young people. And these young people are difficult to deal with.
Sure.
How do you manage your crowd or your fans from all this kind of violence? Because we've seen in other universities, people get like giving an instance of Makerere where a student died last time. How do you manage your crowd or your fans?
Makerere University Business School students are the most peaceful people I know. That is why you've not had any ruckus in any of our campaigns. We would love to do things in an intellectual way. We would love to do things in a very legit way, because to me, I believe that we can always be Democrats. We try to do things in the right way. And I believe that my team has understood that, my people have understood that. NUP is termed as violent, true. But I need to inform the public that every political party has different types of people. Unfortunately, the mere fact that members in NUP usually just, they come out, they are the most aggressive, they are termed as violent. But in NRM, we have violent people. In FDC, we have people who are going to be violent, Unfortunately, they are usually not termed as violent, but there are people who are very radical, extremely radical, and so violent, the other side. So, about managing the crowd, it's just the way you treat people. These youth have decided to come out. The moment you are not treating them right, they're going to speak for themselves. Because people are tired of being put down. Even in the country, we are tired of being put down. So if I can come up and maybe say something, I'm like, no, I do not think this is right. Maybe the government should do this and this and this. I do not see any problem with that. And that is what has caused the violence in people. I am a member of the National Unity Platform, and I agree with its ideologies. We have principles we follow, and discipline is among them, So by the time somebody comes out and they are violent, you must have either touched them and they've been extremely patient with you. We've seen people being arrested just like that, So and I don't agree with that.
Just like that. People are just being
arrested.
Just like that.
A friend of mine in Makerere, she wanted to stand up for guild presidency. And, there's what we call a peaceful demonstration. A demonstration where I know we are not going to hurt anyone in the process. And police is sent to us. When police is sent to us, they are brutally handling us. I have not touched anyone. I've not beaten anyone. But then you're carrying me to your car. It's as though you're my parent or you saw me yesterday. That is very wrong. That's not the way you're supposed to be treating people. If we're having a peaceful demonstration, just like here, we're having a peaceful movement in the evening, the last rally that we're having. But just because we are termed as NUP, police was sent to stop us late because they suspected that we might cause violence.
Was it specifically for NUP or for also other political parties?
Other parties. I remember that time. Other parties were actually allowed to carry on their processions. They stopped us because it was late. And initially, of course, it was past time. We're not allowed to carry out processions. But the beauty about it is we were peaceful and we were calm. And even when the police came, we still remained calm. But because they have that mindset.
So you are peaceful doing the wrong thing? At the wrong time.
But because they have that mindset that NUP people are violent, but again, they allowed others to continue, but they stopped us because they knew they delayed our time of the rally. So we had to continue, you get. But because we are termed as violent people, they already have that in their minds. They're like, these guys might cause some violence. And we didn't. Fortunately, we didn't. I am a very peaceful person. But again, a peaceful person who comes up and speaks her mind. You know?
About speaking our mind, you're trying to maintain the status quo of NUP getting in power, and also you're trying to be, I think, the second female girl president after Pasquin Achak. How big is this to you?
It is very big. It has not been an easy journey. I remember the first time I started, or the first time I told my friends I'm coming in for guild, the negativities I got was all over the place.
Most people deserted you?
Yes. She's a girl and she can't go through. Telling her I'm coming in for guild, and they're like, I mean, if it was not somebody who is extremely resilient, trust me, they would have, their dreams would have shattered even before they're out to the world. You know, because the negative energy was all over the place. Even from your own friends, they're like, Charity, you do not think you're going to make it. You cannot be coming for guild. In Mubs, people don't vote for ladies. That was the statement. The very first
That
time.
majority of the population are ladies.
Are ladies. So when I got to learn that, I was like, no, there has to be, you know, something different. Maybe there's something we weren't doing right back then. Maybe there's something these other ladies were not doing right. Maybe I need to find out. Maybe we can still make a difference, you know. But right now, I believe that the talk in the university is a bit different. We do not know how Tuesday will turn out, but at least the support has actually mostly come from the girls for the very first time. You know, you hear girls are like, I'm supporting her. On my rallies, you see ladies run through and they're excited, they're happy. That gives me immense joy. That shows that we have really tried to change something. We've tried to break that bias. We've tried to change people's minds in one way or another.
Okay, you're still watching a special edition of The Insights, and this time around we are in Mubs and we are talking about politics. There is a bill which has just been bounced back to Parliament by our president regarding homosexuality. What do you think about that bill, and in relation to Mubs, the students that you intend to carry forward?
Well, I do not know the logical reasons of the president's bouncing of the homosexuality bill, but in regards to the Mubs students, you know, the problem with homosexuality is you cannot know who is practicing it. You will never get to know. However much you would love to pinpoint and say, it's you doing this. You can't. That is the sad bit about it. So even when it comes to stopping it, the only way you can do that is advocate and maybe verbally fight against it, especially here in my university. Say no to homosexuality. Say no to homosexuality this. Say no to homosexuality that. You know, so it is a very, very tricky thing. It's very sketchy because you can never know the culprits unless they come out, unless the victims come out and say, you know what, I've been a victim of homosexuality and this happened to me. So that's when you will know the group of people who are doing it. But when you fight something and you do not know the people who are actually involved, it is hard to capture them. It is hard to criminalize them. It is hard to tell them, you know what, we are arresting you, we are taking you to jail, until the victims are the ones that come out. So that is the sketchy bit about it.
I think by Tuesday or Wednesday, you could be the next guild president. If that so happens, what would be the most, can you outline for us the most important things you would like to start with in like your 100 days in office?
The most important things I would like to start with first is introduce the tuition policy.
What's that?
Introduce the Students' Trust Fund. That is the financial pool. I need it legally constitutionalized in the institution, it has to keep running. It needs to keep running, and I need to create a policy whereby we have maybe a CEO's forum semester daily. In fact, the first semester we enter in office, that very semester we need to have a CEO's forum. Students need to explore the employment world, because that is the reason why they are in these institutions. To me, Makerere University Business School is an incubation center, and we need to look for a safe landing for the students. So if you've been hatched, where do you land? So just imagine if you interacted with these CEOs on a daily basis, going to look for a job at Stanbic Bank and you're from Makerere University Business School, we would have created for you a safe landing. And I believe that is the main reason why your parents send you to school. They know you're going to have a good degree and expect you to get a good job. So we need these things to keep running. And to me, I love a university where all the students are involved. Inclusiveness. That is why we came up with Lenia's tournament. So even in that semester, I need this to keep running. We need to set policies. To me, policies are the most important thing. You can do something, but you leave it in school and it keeps running. Even when another guild president comes, they can always pick up from you. They're like, she left it here, but it's a policy. The school catches up with it. We know we are supposed to have a CEO's forum every semester. The financial pool or the Students' Trust Fund is there. It can keep running to help students with minimal tuition balances in the institution. Now, when students come crying on issues of missing marks, I believe this very particular semester, issues concerning missing marks were a bit reduced, because lecturers have actually heads of department, before you give out results, you need to check that all the students have their results with them. If a particular student doesn't have, you're going to find out why that student doesn't have this particular result and what could be done. So that's why you find such things are now reducing. I am very certain that hopefully in my tenure we don't have issues of missing marks anymore. And then I believe that I'm also going to try to follow up on issues of Wi-Fi in the institution. I do not want to lie to students very much, but I will try my very best to follow up, because the incumbent government, we had forwarded a letter already to the institution. We were partnering with Airtel, at least because Airtel wanted to come in and bring routers to school, and maybe students, just like the way you'd buy a voucher in the university, in the hostels, you could enter school and maybe get the voucher at 500 shillings. And if you got the voucher, all the corners of the school, you would get the Wi-Fi. But it was in the Students' Council. What a coincidence.
Airtel red, NUP red.
But unfortunately, in the Students' Council, it is yet to be approved. So when Bruno wrote in that, I'm yet to follow up with that. And that is what the students do not know, because we do not want to work under pressure. If we put up something, let it keep running, let it keep going, and maybe students will get to appreciate once it's done.
Okay, thank you so much for those who've been watching us, following us, the Campus Magazine. I want you to look into that camera and you give some remarks to your voters and to the entire student body of Mubs.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Gallant intellectuals from Makerere University Business School. Once again, my name is Lenia Charity Kevin, and I'm here. I would love to be your guild president. Come 2nd May, please come and support us. Come and vote for us, because at the end of the day, our agenda is student-based. Anything that affects you as a student directly affects me. Just the way the saying goes, I'm my brother's keeper, I'm your sister's keeper. Dear students of Makerere University Business School, Lenia Charity is ready to be your keeper. Come 2nd May, come next Tuesday, come and vote for your one and only potential candidate, Lenia Charity Kevin for Guild. I'll be waiting for you all. Thank you so much and have a blessed time.
Thank you so much. A very soft-spoken lady out there, who is also a celeb. I don't want her to hear this, because I saw Vinka performing somewhere during our rally, but we shall talk about that in the next segment. So we've been in Makerere University Business School, one of the coolest places around. And from me to you, let me sign out. But before I sign out, I want to let you know that you should always subscribe to our YouTube channel and also on our social media handles. That's the Campus Magazine on Facebook, Instagram, everywhere, Twitter. And also, I want to let you know, in case you're looking for jobs, always check us on our web portal. That is www.thecampusmagazine.com, and get updated. From me, I sign out, Menyat.